type, so I'm sure. And most of us in the Zoom class remember to, okay, correct. Remember to on your videos. Yes, remember to on your videos so that we have a clear-cut feedback. Okay, so we're sure you just log in and throw your phone somewhere, and it gives me a form of motivation to be able to speak up because um, I I feed off the energy of the people I'm teaching. So I'm sure that what I'm saying, there are people that are actually behind the screens and are actually listening. I'm saying someone says that winning is not difficult. It's just that you see the people that are winning and you join them to win, right? So there's this set of persons that we've always observed. You see, you observe the Japanese, you observe the Jews, and these tends to be wealthy people. The average Japanese is a wealthy guy, right? And then why is that so? So, and if we are people to, if we are to change our minds, right? Because we have learned that from the days of our forefathers to the days our great grandsons will go to the great beyond, the laws of wealth, they would always remain the same. So I believe that can can you hear me? Oh, sorry. I think am I being disconnected up again? Can you hear me, please? I think I was logged. I was just fully disconnected. Hello? Please, if you can hear me, let me know. Okay, correct, correct, correct. Thank you. Thank you. So there are principles that make people, right? Thank you. There are principles that make people. Okay. There are principles that make people. And so there's something that makes the Japanese family. So people have been able to study them. And through materials, I've also been able to look at what has made the Japanese people who they are. And if we are to study world, we are to study people that have become wealthy. We are to study communities that have become wealthy because there are behaviors that you can exhibit as an individual, and there are behaviors that you can exhibit as the community. Okay, so and funny enough, is not far from what we know. Now, one of those things that the Japanese used to build wealth is this. Why wealth is important to someone that wants to become successful. Why you understand this trait is the things that you understand that you can put to work, right? The things you understand that you can put to work. Now, yeah, mostly when the Japanese focus on invincible assets. Now, so they are not really focused, or they don't start out their life looking at they want to buy land. That's a pure Japanese. So when they're training a Japanese child, the first thing that they're going to the child about is how is he going to build his reputation, how is he going to build his network, and how is he going to accumulate knowledge. You remember most of the best products, not the best product, but Nigeria is full of a lot of Japanese products, starting from their cars to a lot of things. And then remember what happens. It means for every Toyota you see on the road, that the money is going to where? It's going to Japan and it's going to. So how come they don't focus on tangible assets? How come they don't focus on stuffs? Number one of that reason, which you can employ in your life, that they focus on network. Network. Who do they know? They focus on their reputation, their integrity. That is why it's easy. You will always hear Sarcosmos. You would Sarcosmos Madoka, who does a lot of business with Japanese. That a Japanese man will tell you that instead he will not keep his word, that he would prefer to take his life because they believe that the number one assets are the invisible assets and their network. One, how do you maintain your network? You maintain your network through your reputation. And then the second one is what? The accumulated knowledge. He would always tell stories of Sakosumos Madoka would always tell stories of how when you come to a Japanese, you are meeting a Japanese man for the first time. He will never bring you into his company. You will not even know. It will be a a coffee shop opposite his his company or somewhere just close to his office, something like that. Then when they have done business with you and they feel you are trustworthy, they'll bring you to the ground floor. Then secondly, they bring you to the second floor before you're able to get to the main office because they're trying to grade your reputation because you know what? Reputation rubs off on reputation. Or brands rub off on brands. And what is a brand? Brand is reputation. So we get it. So they learn to focus on, on invisible assets, assets you cannot see, network, the kind of people that you have, the people you know, reputation. You say it and you do it as you have said. You accumulated knowledge, right? Focus on building invisible assets. So one of your first focus leaving the month of April should be how do I increase the number of people in my network? How do I increase my reputation? And you increase your reputation funny by what? By through you increase your reputation through showing up, right? You increase reputation through showing up. Maybe it can even just be through content and sharing the content. Through content, developing content and sharing the content. You increase your reputation by saying things and keeping to them. Right. So you focus on building invisible assets via trust and relationship. Not trust and relationship, you build invisible assets. So it should be something within the cross of what you want to build. How do I build my invisible asset? How do I build my network? How do I expand my network? Those are the questions you ask yourself. Who can help me build my network? Who can help me build my reputation? Who can help me increase in the knowledge I have? Hello, sorry guys, my network is coming up and off, and I'm noticing it. I'm trying to change my data source. So if it happens again, I will have to change the phone too. Okay, now the Kakibo method. What does it mean? Kakibo method is just all about writing your expenses down. So, and is not what they mean is that they must write it on paper, not notebook, not I'm sorry, not phone, not notepad. They write it on paper. And a statistics was done and found out that even in modern times, family that use paper, pen and paper. Families that use pen and paper to write down. Families that use pen and paper to write down what they are buying, or what they have bought, tends to, this is what you have bought already. You write it down. That after the month, when they go back and review it, they tend to spend less. So they tend to save 35% more money. So ask yourself, do you do that? Do you write down? Because the point is, if you be wealthy, we know that wealth is a product of investments, right? Nobody saves his way to wealth. You cannot, even if you are earning 1 million a month, you cannot own a land in Banana Island, even if you work for 100 years, right? Even if you earn 2 million per month, you cannot. So it's going to be a product of partnerships, it's going to be a product of investments. And so invariably that money you must have them to invest. And if you don't, there are two ways you can have money to invest. You spend less, so your expenses are going down and your income is going up. And then you invest the difference, right? The difference, we get it. So it's found that the families that use notebook, raw writing down, save 35% more money monthly. So it can sound old model, but remember, it's not about it being quack and always keep a notepad when I come back. Even if I give someone money, I write it down and it helps me. So, because at the end of the month, when you review it, there are two things it shows you. It shows you where your life is headed. It shows you the things that you prioritize. Because where you prioritize is where you spend money. Yes, what you prioritize, your principles, your beliefs is where you will fund. You will not fund the things that don't tickle your fancy. You will not fund the things that are not your dream. Does someone get this? So, because where you push your resources is how resourceful you can be. There is no two ways about it. Okay. So now, and funny enough, 100% of families using this method, Kakibo method, will end up not being in debt. Remember, Western world have very few have they have credit is very easy, right? Now, so what it means is that when you're using Kakibo, when you're being your ability to, let me just use the word, when you're able to write this thing down before you spend, or after you spend and you review it, you get it. It helps you to know, oh, you know you are going to write this down. You don't want to feel stupid. Oh, I spent 20K on burger today. I will write it. Tomorrow you spend 20K on burger, you'll write it. The next day you spend 20K on burger. Your mind will judge you. So you know what you will do? You will not spend that 20K on burger when you don't need it. You can easily, but you will be happy when you write, I spent 20K to buy a stock. I sent 20K to my investment account. You even feel happier if you write, I sent 20K to pay a child's school fees that I don't know. Does this make sense? But if you don't write it down, you can be going to a parfait shop every day. You can be buying a wig every week. And when you buy a wig every week, you want to win. So now, so every purchase will now answer for some 4 solid questions. Can I live without this? Do I already have something similar? Will this really make my life better? Or can I get it cheaper somewhere else? Does that make sense? Let me ask the 4 questions they will always ask themselves. One, can I live without this? So the purchaser, if I'm the one purchasing, if you're the one purchasing, you're asking yourself, can I live without this purchase? Do I already have something similar? Oh, the person wants to spawn of the moment, you sell the company, you have suddenly you sold 100 plots and you have a lot of commissions in your hand. You did big good business, you sold your land and you were expecting to sell it for 400 million. You got a buyer for 500 million. Correct, good. And then you get a buyer for 500 million. So you are now looking at, oh, we have extra money, 100 million. But you now want to go to the market. You have to ask yourself, can I live without this? Do I already have something similar to this? Will this really make my life better? Or can I get it cheaper somewhere else? You don't buy on the spot of the moment because you remember you will still write it down in your book. And you don't want to be feeling like a loser when you write it down or when you are reviewing it. Just like you felt when you wrote other things that you lost in. So this will always lead to having columns in what you call your needs, your wants, things that improve life, and unexpected expenses. Unexpected expenses will always come, and things that improve your life will be there, which you should be focusing on as you're starting up life because you need to improve your life so that you can improve your earnings. There's no two ways about it. So remember what I've said. How we invest our money and how you invest your money would always reflect your values and priorities. So when you write it down, even if you go and print your statement of account, because some of us that don't have that have never practiced this Kakibo method, whatever people term it, what you want to know is the winning formula that makes king, not what people think about the winning formula, especially people that have not won. You get it, right? So it's not doesn't make you stingy, it doesn't make you look. It just makes you want to know where is your money going to. So it's going to be difficult for you. It's going to look alien, but if people are doing it and are getting results, it shows that it is possible for you. Okay, so how do I spend my money reflects my values and my priorities. And funny enough, when you start seeing your financial decisions on paper, that is when you start seeing your life choices more clearly because you are seeing your life decision, you are seeing them on paper. So your life visions, your life choices, the things you are choosing to spend your money on. Remember, your money is your life. You need your blood to work, right? You need your blood to work. Money bank, right? Right? Blood bank, right? You need your money flow, cash flow, blood flow, right? So invariably, you need to understand that. So when I start seeing my financial decision on paper, that's when I start seeing my life choices, right? I'm just reading this from my note because this was one of the things I kept listening to, and it helped me get on with my spending. And at every point in time, I will go back and write it. That when I start seeing my life choices on paper, when I start seeing my spending on paper, my financial decisions on paper, I start seeing my life choices more clearly. And then transformation can come. Because if you're seeing, oh, you're always spending money on, let's say, you're a guy and you have 10 girlfriends, and you're always spending money on those girls, right? So you just see that your life, your financial decision is pointing towards the one side. Every time you live a minimalistic life, but 50K there, 50K there, 50K there, 50K there. You're already telling yourself where you're going, or you're a lady. Every time all you do is you buy the best wigs, or you're always traveling abroad, whether you need it or you know you don't need it. You're just on the go every minute, and you're not going in for something that's bringing in something. You just want to flow of the moment, and those make up your life choices, your financial decisions. It just tells you this is where you are going. So it's either you are going to that Dubai to bring something, or you're just going there because you want to go and see skyscrapers every minute of the day. It's fine, but you're seeing your life choices. So you know that, if I continue like this is where I will be. I'll be people that will brag. I have my view 30 passport. All of them is full. I've been to 100 countries. I've been to, do you know, I've been to 500. You even manufacture your own company, countries. That even the country they will create, you have visited it. So if the Ghana and Kumasi divide, you have visited Kumasi, you have visited Ghana. If California and Texas divide, you have visited Texas, you have visited California. It's good, right? It's all good. But you should just see, it's good to see your spending pattern. You need to see your financial decision. It's when you see them that you can be transformed. Not transformation is within. So it helps you the next time because you know you will write it on paper. Then there's another principle there that is called Dan Sherry. That's the third principle. It's called financial minimalism. Financial minimalism. Owning less means having more money, more freedom, and more peace of mind. Right? Owning less. When you own less things, it means you have more free cash, right? It means you have more free cash to invest. Um, Funny enough, there was a study carried out in America that the average family, the average family has more stuffs than the wealthy family. What is stuffs? He he goes to a party, he sees a glass cup, or he just on the road, he sees a glass cup, he buys it. Now, some of us may say, oh, it's not true that the world you always have more things. Stuffs are things that you use today, and in the next 30 days, you may not use them again. Right? He has a hand fan, he has this, he has, okay, most of us that started our life and you have ever been on you have traveled by road and you are in a commercial vehicle, you will notice that the people that buy things the more on the road are the people that are looking more haggard than you, but they tend to buy more things. They tend to buy more things. That is the same way. So, in terms of what your friends, maybe as you're growing up, you will notice that there is this kind of, they just want to, if there's a new set of umbrella, the umbrella is for them. If he has three umbrellas at home, but this umbrella, he just likes it. He likes the color, so he buys it, right? He has five different types of blender. He has a lot of things he's not using, right? So according to research in the US, that the average family has, I think, 5 times more stuff than the wealthy family. So what does that tell you? Most times we end up buying things we don't need because of the spur of the moment. That is why there's a shopping for the rich. And you know what it's called? It's called window shopping. They just walk around. They didn't come to buy anything. They just came to expand their mind and get used to, I have this money. And funny, they must always carry loose money, either in ATM, because the money in ATM is more loose than the cash you carry in your hand. It's funny, right? But that's the truth. The money in ATM, the money to transfer is more loose than the cash. Because when you're counting that cash, it's paining you to let go. So they carry their ATM, they walk into a place where they can afford the things and they look around and they take a walk. But you know what the poor would do and the average class, you know what they do? When they walk in, they didn't want to buy anything, they just wanted to look around, just like, you know how you go into ShopRite, you just want to look around and suddenly, oh, your eye do bah, bah, bah. You see something that is there, and then your mind reminds you you need it, and then if you buy it before you know it, you have a full trolley, right? If you came to buy clean, that's good. But if you came to train your mind on, you just came to look around, you should be able to minimize. So at a point when money comes in, you have free money, you have more freedom, you have more peace of mind. There's a freedom that comes with you walk into a place, you know you can afford whatever they're selling to you, but you also know that you really don't need it and you walk out happily. So I encourage you to try it. It's always good. So it's called financial what? Minimalism. Owning less so that you can have more money and have more freedom and have more peace of mind. So, and this has to do with stuffs, buying stuff, things that may not last for 40 days. So why? So you ask yourself three main questions. Would this truly improve my life? This purchase, will it truly improve my life? Could this money be better invested, right? So most people don't have land not because of they don't want to buy land. Hmm? When we talk about stuff, we're not talking about stocks, we're not talking about shares, we're not talking about assets. We're talking of things that will not add value to you in the long term. No. So you ask yourself three things. Will this truly improve my life? Could this money be better invested? Number three, will I still want this in 30 days? Will you still want this in 30 days? Will you still want it in 30 days? So always ask yourself, write it down and wait to buy it after 30 days. So depending on what it is and you feel it is good, why don't you write it down and wait to buy it? I remember a car that I always loved. Oh, I liked the car. So I think I told my graphic guy then to do, I wanted to put it on my go board then. Then suddenly something led to something. It's just designed it. It was on my phone. I didn't print it out. So it never got its way to my go board, I guess. And after some years now, I see the car every day and I'm like, I don't want the car again. That if someone was to gift me the car, I would be grateful. But if I was to buy it half the price, I would even 1/4 of the price, I will not. Because I feel that I don't. I just know that I don't need the car. Right. But if I had bought it then, it would have just been wasting funds that because it will not serve me because it was a luxury car. It won't serve my purpose. Does that make sense? So why not you wait for that thing for 30 days? It's not always right to be in a hurry to buy things even when you can afford it. Remember the three questions. Will this truly improve my life? Will this money be better invested? Will I still want this 30 days time? So number four is the fear of debt. 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 You, the Japanese fear debt so much that remember these. Sorry guys, my network keeps coming on and off. Okay, we worked it, but it still keeps playing around. So let's continue. So the fourth is the fear of debt. It means uh, hello, can you hear me? We're having MT and Buhara. Um, Okay. Okay. It's okay. Please. I'll find out how to remodel it. So what I said is the fear of debt, right? So the true cost of comfort is financial freedom. So when you owe, and so debt is good when it's for increasing assets. So the Japanese are not like the Americans that will take they will borrow money to do they run a colony as a people tend to have more healthier, more wealthier families, right? More wealthier households. And how can we implement what they are doing in their house? What it means that as a woman, when you're cooking, you should write down the cost of your food. That's what it means. It means, oh, this pot of soup, I made it with 20,000. This pot of soup, I made it with 100,000. That's your business. You're right. If you feel comfortable going through it and you're happy and everybody in the you are happy, oh, I used 1 million to prepare a pot of soup, that is good. Tomorrow you will repeat it, the next day you will repeat it. Remember, that's the kakibo. Then we talked about the dansheri, we talked about the focus. We will continue, we'll find a way to triumph over this. At the end of this section, we will. Okay. Hello. Okay, yeah. So we'll continue. At the end of this section, we'll find out if this is MTN-wide problem or it's just peculiar to us here. So, but finally, what I would say is, I get a little bit distracted. Sorry. So, to be able to know to checkmate 1 to 4 now, what we'll do is, can you set up a 30 days challenge for yourself in the month of May? And what is that 30 days challenge? And truly, if you want to. Okay. So there's a 30 days challenge I want us to do. And what is the 30 days challenge? The 30 days challenge has to do with using cash to pay for everything you ever do in the month of May. Using cash. Now, I don't mean you go to that is you get this cash, you keep it, and then from if you're going to the petrol station to buy petrol, use cash and pay. You go to the market, you use cash to pay. You know what it does to you? What it does to you is that it reminds you that the money, as you're counting the money, you feel more skeptical leaving it. Remember, it's the same energy you use to dispense 2 million cash. It's the same 2 million you will use to, the same energy you will use to dispense 2,000. Sorry, no. It's the same energy you use to dispense 2 million transfer, 2 million ATM. It's the same energy you will use to dispense 200, 2,000 what? Transfer, 2,000 ATM. So now there's a feel the pain, you feel the money leaving. That is why some children don't know that you work for money. So they'll just tell their dad, bring card, bring the card, bring your card, bring your card. They would always say, bring your card, bring your card. But and the Japanese. And what is that? You know, our kunkum, our safe. There's this is made with wood, mostly wood, and then you get your Christmas savings, your gifts, you just put it inside. Just put it inside. That is not because remember, saving is not to be wealthy. Saving is to build financial discipline, right? Saving is to build financial discipline. Financial discipline is to enable you build wealth, right? Financial saving does not lead to a wealthy life. Always know it. Or savings is to build financial discipline. Financial education starts at age 5 for the Japanese. Children learn that money must be earned via contribution and smart decision. One class of persons that would always tell their kids, do this job and I will pay you. Read this book, I will pay you. Mow the lawn, I will pay you. So they always believe that, oh, if I contribute, if I bring in my quota, if I do something, I will be able to do what? And okay, okay. So for those of us that are not teaching our kids this method, it's important we start looking at it. Okay, um, I believe our network have. Okay. 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 Let's proceed. And okay. Okay. So the three basic things is you have to teach. We must learn as well as teach our kids while they are young, especially from age 5, that they can always earn wisely and that they will save consistently and invest for long term. So they do this with having three safe. Three, I don't know what is really called. I think I used to call it safe box. We used to call it safe box. Safe box. We normally call it safe box. So the safe box is three, and you save for one is spend jar. Spend jar, then you have save jar, and you have invest jar. So now the spend jar is they are putting money there, correct? But that is where they buy their biscuits, their cookies, everything, right? Then save is the one they can save maybe when they want to dash them, they want to do something bigger or their birthday, or they want to buy a big clothes, that is safe. But for investment, right? You know that everything that is going there is going for investment. Okay. So invariably, and that also has to do with adults that have one account. Okay. And because that helps you to have three accounts or four, as the case may be, when you get of age. Because it just lets you know that you don't spend from your main account. Your main account that you receive your resources from should be where you divide to your necessities. And what else? If you divide, one should, so what I'm trying to say is one should be for necessities, one should be for maybe that's necessities, food, rent, one should be for entertainment, one should be for maybe vacation, fun account. You want to travel, you want to go on a date, you want to feel good. The other one can, I know it's four, but I can't really place. One is investment account. Yes, the third one is investment account. So invariably, you know that any money that you put in here, you're going to use it to invest, right? So these kids learn this from small. Someone like me, I didn't learn this one from small. I just learned that this should be a jar. But now, you know, imagine when someone learned that he should own, keep resources that he's going to invest in and keep them in three separate places. So meaning that all these three accounts must not have ATM. So the investor account is never touched. You have no business with ATM, you have no business with app, right? And then it's never touched because it's only being moved to an investment scheme. You're buying a land, you're buying a house, you're making investments. Does that make sense? So now I will stop at the sixth one, and that is the power of community. I'm being distracted because of the bouncing of the network. Okay, so I will stop at the sixth one and try rectify this. The power of community. You know, what we say is you can get by being alone, right? But you build wealth in communities. Wealth would always be in communities, right? You can win alone, but you can never win big alone. One person can get the team to win the match, right? But the team must play together, must be good to win the tournament. So talent can win the match, but a good team will win the tournament. Is that not so? And so the power of community in building wealth. People are more likely to reach their financial goal, 75% more, when savings are done in a group. So that is why we do the Isusu. Remember, so but they are now in Japan, families contribute Isusu. It's funny, right? So these are doctors, they contribute to so they put their money into buy mortgage, to buy houses, unlike where most of the highest persons I've seen that contribute money are men that are just doing it. Was it just 1 million? And these are people I know that earn close to 10 million, 20 million a month, but they're contributing 1 million monthly, right? And that is good. So if you're in a community, just check all your life. Anytime you have been in community, you tend to contribute more. You tend to keep to it, even if they say, "Oh, everybody's contributing 100,000." Somehow, you don't know where your 100,000 is coming from. You don't know where your 1 million is coming from, but you do everything to keep to your word and make your contribution. But I'm not saying you should join those communities and they will take loan. No, they shouldn't be taking loan so that your money will not be loaned that way. Humans are social creatures, so we make commitment to others, we are more likely to follow through. So when you make commitment to yourself, I'm going to save 1 million a month. That's good. But when you make commitment to 10 other of your friends, we are going to save 1 million a month. So let everybody be contributing 1 million. Let everybody be contributing 100K. As the case may be, let everybody be contributing 100K. 100 million, you tend to keep it. So I want to stop here. And so these are the 6 ways that the Chinese have been able to have a higher household income more than several other economies, right? And I believe it's going to help us and instruct us. We've heard about the jar. Find a way to show the kids how it's done. Find a way to show yourself how to do it. Find a way to set a 30-day challenge for yourself that you're going to use and dispense cash in majority, if not all of your transaction. And it's pretty easy. You go to the bank, you ask them for cash, and they give you cash, right? And then you use it to get your job done, right? So that is that. So everyone, today is a good day. So I want to know. I know the network has made the training quite quite dumbling, and that is it. But let's let me hear what we picked from the class and how we plan on implementing it. I just looked and I found out that most of us our videos are off, and that's not really good. That's not really good. So we just drop our phones and there. So who can tell us what he has been able to pick from the class? Princess, you hardly come to class. Today you're in class. How are you? Dominic, welcome. Hope you picked something from today's class. Okay, Chris says he learned that spending with cash makes him spend less. Princess says she's good. Okay, so you can unmute yourself and if you wish, and tell us what you picked from the class. Are there things that you can apply immediately? Are there things that you can apply immediately? Are there things that you can apply immediately? Or are they all things that will work in Japan? Can they work here for us? And they work here for you? Okay, yeah. Princess says that what she learned is that what she spends her money on reflects her values. Correct. Your priorities and your values. Then Chris says, okay, Chris says the same thing. How I spend my money and the things I spend my money on reflects my values. That's clean cut. And you can only know them if you're taking a clear record of them. Not in a notepad, but it's always better in a pen. Because by the time you're writing it, your mind is going through. You are querying yourself. This morning I'm writing. Am I supposed to have spent this? Okay, Paul wrote, I learned that writing down our expenses on a piece of paper will make us conscious on what we spend on. Excellently. It will make you query, will you spend money on this? If you go to a high-end restaurant to eat 5 times a week, you are writing it down and you see the price, you will tell yourself, no, despite the money is there, no, this is not right. With that said, I would like to thank every one of us for attending today's class, and I hope we picked a lot from it. Okay. Um, Once again, I apologize for my network. It was terrible, but so good.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you. Thank you for teaching us from your wealth of knowledge. Everyone on the call, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Please remember our Friday training, our Friday physical training in the office. Inform all your team members and make sure you are available too. And then after the training, we are going to be going to Akwa Batago Estate to make our videos. Please endeavor to be there. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Remember the ongoing Key to Landlord Challenge. If you've not enrolled a child, you are making a very, very big mistake. Please enroll a child to be part of Key to Landlord Challenge. You are helping us to reach out to the society because this is one of our way of reaching out and becoming a blessing to the life of people around us. So make sure you participate and bring a child on board. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Do have a good night rest. Enjoy the rest of the day. Good night, everybody.